It started with a Tinder match. It ended with something else entirely. His profile said he was 45, but he didn't look a day over 30. Jack. The bio was short, but it said everything that needed to be said. Looking for a sugar baby. $700 weekly. No sex. It sounded fake. Sketchy, at best. But I was a broke university student, and $700 a week was hard to pass up. I swiped right. It was an instant match. Hey there, sweetheart. I cringed. Hated that word. But $700 was $700, so I played along.
Hey, handsome, how are you?
We chatted for a while. Jack said he owned his own business. He never said what kind. He talked like someone who always had things under control. Calm, casual, and direct. Then came the Venmo request. What's your info? I'll send the first payment. I gave it to him. A few minutes later, I stared at my screen. $700. It was real. You still there?
Yeah, sorry. If you don't mind me asking, what are you looking for in return?
Just a few favors, sweetheart. Jack asked me to pick something up. A package. He didn't want to do it over Tinder. He asked if I had Kik. I didn't. So I gave him my number. Immediately, he texted the address. Then another one. His house. I'm not home right now, but there's a key under the blue flower pot. Go inside. Drop the package on the coffee table. Lock the door when you go in, and again when you leave. I'm serious. Sounded excessive, but I promised. The house where I picked up the package didn't feel right. The front gate was broken, the lawn overgrown, the air heavy, and the man waiting at the door? Massive, tattooed, quiet, watching. You here for Jack's shit? I froze on the sidewalk. He came back with a damp, stained cardboard box, set it in my trunk. Watch out, he said before I drove away. Jack's house was the opposite, immaculate, wealthy, artificial. I let myself in, locked the door just like he said. The place was museum-level pristine, carpet thick enough to sleep on, furniture I couldn't afford to look at. I dropped the box off in the living room and turned to leave. Then a phone started ringing somewhere inside the house. Not mine. The ringtone echoed from another room. And then my phone buzzed. Don't answer any calls that aren't from Marvin. I froze. The phone kept ringing. Caller ID, Jack. But Jack wasn't supposed to be home. I walked out without answering, locked the door, didn't look back. It didn't stop there. Jack sent me on more errands. Switching cars at a park in another city. Delivering a briefcase to the same house where I first picked up the box. Spending time with the tattooed man from earlier. His name was Julio. No explanations, no small talk, just tasks and money. I made $3,500 over a few weeks. Then came the biggest favor yet. I need you to spend the night at my house. $1,000. One night. Follow some rules, he said. Simple stuff. When I arrived, everything was as I remembered. Spotless. Silent. There was a note waiting for me on the dining room table, held down by an empty glass. I read the rules. Lock the door when you come in. Only answer calls from Marvin. Don't turn on any faucets between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Don't open the door for anyone, no matter who they say they are, after 10 p.m. If the closet door at the end of the hall is open, sleep in the library. If closed, sleep in any of the bedrooms. The gardener comes at midnight. If he knocks on the windows, hide. Turn the TV on and let it play static through the night. Do not forget to do this. Help yourself to anything in the fridge. I'll pay you in the morning. Good night. I followed every rule. Brushed my teeth at 8:50. Checked the hallway closet. Open. Slept in the library. Then, at 10:16 p.m., the doorbell rang. It's the police. Open up. I stayed still, silent. We're coming in if you don't answer. No movement, no sound. Then another voice. Hey, it's Jack. Let me in. It sounded like him. It really did. But he wouldn't need me to open the door. He had the key. And that went on for nearly an hour. Different voices, different names, all of them outside, all of them lying. But the gardener never came. Eventually, I fell asleep. I woke up to someone in the kitchen. Cautiously, I crept out, phone in hand, and there he was, Jack, cooking eggs, smiling. Good morning? He looked just like his pictures. So, how was it?
It was okay.
The moment was awkward, cold, like something was off, but I couldn't say what. I made up an excuse about class and left. Jack watched me from the driveway as I drove off. When I got home, I unpacked, sat on my bed, pulled out the list of rules. I reread them casually until my stomach dropped. Turn the TV on and let it play static through the night. Do not forget to do this. I never turned on the TV. My phone buzzed. $1,000 deposited. Then another text. From Jack. I'm not in town right now. Should be back next week. You're off the hook for errands until then. Just sent the payment. Go do something fun. What? He wasn't in town? He made me breakfast this morning. I stared at the text, read it again and again. Who was in the house? My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Did you forget to do something? Attached was a photo. The TV. Jack or someone wearing his face, standing in front of it. Then another picture. The outside of my house. Followed by one last message. Watch out. And just like that, the rules stopped feeling like quirks. They felt like containment procedures. Like Jack wasn't protecting me from something in his house. He was protecting everything else from it getting out. And now that I broke the rules, it knows where I live,